Hi, welcome to week 2 of electronic business. This week we're covering chapter 2 of your text, which is about e-commerce business models and concepts. So this chapter attempts to briefly summarize the variety of ways that the internet, web, and apps, mobile platforms can be used to build new businesses and new business firms. And these are firms that generate revenue and hopefully a profit. The chapter starts out with the tale of Twitter and business models in the opening case, right? It's called Tweet, Twitter's Business Model. So Twitter has amassed some very significant online assets, right? In the form of large audience, behavioral data on this audience. It's now monetizing those assets by selling online advertising and advertising space and promoted tweets, right? Trends and accounts. So as you read through this opening case, right, you start to delve into this whole concept of business models and online. Think about these following questions. What characteristics or benchmarks can be used to assess the business values of companies such as Twitter, right? Have you ever used Twitter to communicate with friends or family, right? What are your own personal thoughts about this service? What are Twitter's most important assets? And which of the various methods described for monetizing Twitter's assets from this chapter do you feel might be most successful? Now, as you go through this chapter, you'll be learning about the critical points of a business model. Now, these business models are just for any business, not specifically for online businesses, but it's still critical to know these aspects of a business. So, but one of the most used phrases in the business lexicon is the business model, right? Put simply, a business model is a plan for making money. Like all models, a business model has several components, right? These are customer value proposition, the revenue model, market opportunity, competitive environment, competitive advantage, there's market strategy, organizational development, management team, right? You have to have a good understanding of each of these things. Now, as you go through this chapter, right, you'll hit on the specific business models, and then you'll learn about some various B2B business models and B2C business models, right? Well, B2C e-commerce is measured in hundreds of millions of dollars, right? B2B e-commerce is measured in trillions. It's absolutely huge, right? We described the major generic types of B2B e-commerce. There's e-distributors, e-procurement companies, exchanges, industrial consortia, and private industrial networks, right? And each of these have their own distinct revenue models. And one of the newest things out there today is the gold rush model, right? Companies whose business model is focused on providing the infrastructure necessary for e-commerce, right? They've been instrumental in the development of e-commerce. If you look in your book, right, table 2.6, there's a list of these major players. Now, from these, all these different gold rush models, the industrial models, right, the internet has the potential for changing businesses in three major ways. There's the industry structure, the industry value chain, and a firm value chain. The internet can change industry structure by introducing substitute products, right? Increasing the bargaining power of suppliers or of consumers and buyers by changing existing barriers to entry. It comes back to economics. Figure 2.3 in your text provides a graphic illustration of these concepts. The internet can also change industry value chains, right? This is insofar as suppliers and manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and customers can interact in new and different ways. Figure 2.4 in your text reviews this concept. Now, the last one is the firm value chain, which is in figure 2.5. These can be directly affected by e-commerce processes such as warehousing, manufacturing, sales, and customer support. For instance, Amazon uses the internet to provide consumers with access to a much larger inventory of books than traditional retailers, and to accomplish order entry provides post-sale support and offers ordering from directly from its suppliers. Now, finally, e-commerce and the internet can change business strategies by allowing the firm to develop new ways of differentiating its products in the marketplace, right? Lowering costs or changing the scope of its operations. For instance, Dell, right? Dell uses e-commerce as a way of achieving lower costs in the PC business, right? They've created entirely new ways of organizing large-scale production, right? They build to order. Table 2.8 summarizes the basic business strategies that students can be familiar with, right, that you should be familiar with. You'll likely have also heard or then referenced or seen the terms such as disruptive technologies or digital disruption, right? Review those terms, and the book ends on a section on business model disruptions, right? It examines how e-commerce technology has radically changed entire industries, right? Driving incumbent firms out of business, spawning new firms, and in some cases radically changing the entire industry. Right? It comes back to Yahoo, right? Yahoo was the first, right? They were a first mover, and they eventually got swallowed by these smaller niche companies such as Google, right? Focusing on mail, or eBay, focusing on auctions, or Amazon, focusing on the marketplace, or Facebook, or MySpace before Facebook, focusing on the personal interaction. As you go through the chapter, right, you'll have to read the book, review the slides. I'll be posting a video here hopefully tomorrow about this, or about Monday, about the chapter, reviewing any of the chapter terms and such. But when you go to the assignments and projects for the week, right, there's 4 main assignments and projects. The first is a quiz. It's a 5-question quiz, right? It's short answers, but it's just 5 questions. Please answer it. It's not a test, it's just a little quiz. Then you have an online research project, right? There's 3 options for you to choose one. Please choose one. One's about selecting an e-commerce company, visiting the website, and telling me about how that company meets those 8 aspects of a business model. The second one is comparing and contrasting online versus traditional shopping. And the last one's talking about the idea of the first mover advantage or the follower advantage. After that, there's a voiceover discussion, right? We're talking about the cloud music case from your text. And then the last part is the video case study. Here we're talking about Groupon. Please watch the video, read my text here, discussing Groupon and the business model and the various aspects of Groupon, as well as there's 4 questions here at the end. All these assignments are due Sunday by midnight. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me or call. And if we have to, we can set up a time to meet in my virtual office. All right, have a great week.